My name is May. This is This Past Romance, and today we're doing a book haul. So over the weekend, my friends were in town. Izzy from Happy for Now and Shae from Shae Geeks Out spent the weekend with me. They came in Thursday night. Kentucky got hit by a snowstorm. Thursday into Friday, and then Saturday we went to a book signing at my local bookstore. It's called Joseph Beth, with Katie Robert, which was so cool. And then they actually just left this morning. So I got up, I took a shower, I got ready, and I came to film after I took a nap because I was exhausted. It has been such a fun, chill weekend, but I was so tired. But we did some book hauls, and I got some books I'm very excited to talk about. I got books, I got notebooks, I've got some other little things we're going to talk about, but I just want to take a second and just thank Izzy and Shae for even coming to spend time with me. It meant so much. Last year around this time, Shae came to town, and I was supposed to go to Nashville because Izzy lives Nashville-ish while she was there, and my grandmother actually ended up passing away while she was in town when I was supposed to go, so I couldn't go. And I kind of already tentatively canceled it at that point because I knew that it was coming, and I didn't want to be in Nashville when it happened, because I would have been a mess trying to get home, and it's a 4-hour drive. So I finally got to meet Shae in person, and it was a great time, and she's amazing and wonderful. She actually gave me a fresh haircut and did a fresh color for me because, oh my god, did I need it. So Shae and Izzy are wonderful, and I love them. You all know this about us. But I'm going to talk about the books that I got. Some of these were Christmas presents. One of these was a congrats on 400 present. And I just am so excited to talk about them. So the first book that I got is Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez. Izzy has not stopped talking about this book. She really, really enjoyed it. And I know that Izzy's mom really enjoyed it. And pretty much everyone I know that's read it has enjoyed it. So I went ahead and got this one as well. I haven't read it yet. That's going to be a theme. It's going to be a little bit of a reoccurring theme here. But I'm trying to do what Izzy's trying to do. What's new there. And that is not purchase books that I haven't read yet, or that I know I will like. And with the way, especially Izzy and her mom have talked about this book, I think I will really enjoy it. So I went ahead and I grabbed that. I have my, if you've seen my video that has gone semi-viral, I have my book cart, my rolling cart with everything for today on it. So I'm telling you, underrated Bookish accessory. The next book I got, because they're one of my favorite authors, is Unrealistic Expectations by Andie J. Christopher. I love Andie. I love Andie J. Christopher. I met her at a Polycon 2 years ago. She is the sweetest human. We talked about Chris Evans. I love her, and I have not read this yet. I honestly didn't even realize it was out. I've been really out of the book space for the last year. So, I grabbed this one. Shae was really insistent on anything Andie was coming home with us, so I grabbed this one. The next one I grabbed is The Book Proposal by KJ Micciche. I don't know how you pronounce their last name. But the back of this book sounds really interesting, so I went ahead and I added it to my pile too because it sounded like something I would enjoy. So the back of this book says, broken up with, broke, and with a vicious case of writer's block, romance writer Gracie Landing is a hot mess. She can hardly be blamed for drinking one or a few too many when out with her besties in an attempt to cheer herself up. Sometime in the foggy wee hours, she recklessly emails her unrequited high school crush, Colin Yarmouth, who is now a successful attorney, harboring regrets of his own. When she receives an intriguingly friendly, not to say flirty response, her acute embarrassment is overcome only by her fervent curiosity. What would a hottie like Colin be like as a grown-up? The two forge an unlikely friendship that's unmistakably headed for more. Colin's tales of his own woeful breakup become fodder for Grace's fertile imagination, and her current work in progress takes off. With the deadline looming and her checking account dwindling, Gracie has no idea that barring Colin's story could wreak havoc on her life, her career, and her own chance at a happily ever after. Second chance, unrequited romance. Give it to me. Give it to me any day of the week. I love it. I love a second chance. High school sweethearts. Missed alignment high school sweethearts. Give it to me. I'm so excited. The next one, I freaked out. I didn't know this book existed, and I've never been happier to find a book. And I grabbed it off the shelf, read the back of it, and just went like this and handed it to Izzy, who then read the back of it and said, you have to take this book home with you. And that is The Stage Kiss by Amelia Jones. So this book, it's a slow burn, yet highly combustible, the enemies to lovers romance, perfect for fans of Rachel Lynn Solomon and Abby Jimenez. And I love Rachel Lynn Solomon. I'm a big fan of the X-Talk. Two stage actors find themselves falling for each other with an onstage kiss against their better judgment. Actress Eden Blake's biggest claim to fame is a mortifying pharmaceutical commercial for male enhancement pills. That is, until the female lead in the nationwide tour of Broadway's hit Pride and Prejudice musical abruptly quits, and Eden is called up to fill the role. The cast of Liz and Darcy the musical has just settled into a three-week run in Washington, D.C., and Broadway royalty Brennan Thorne is set to play Darcy. Despite Brennan's reputation as being a dream to work with, Eden's first impression of him is more like a nightmare. Now she'll have to kiss the pompous jerk 8 shows per week. Brennan can't disguise his disdain for understudies like Eden, but New York is filled with reminders of his most recent failed relationship, and this American tour is a much-needed distraction from his loneliness. As Eden and Brennan take to the stage, playing Jane Austen's most memorable characters, their reality begins to mirror Elizabeth and Darcy's explosive chemistry and all. Together, they power through the performances and curtain calls, even as rumors of Brennan's checkered romantic past resurface and prove to Eden that he can't be trusted. But with each choreographed stage kiss, Eden and Brennan's passion for the stage and each other ignites. Maybe, just maybe, not all rumors are to be believed, and not all showmances are doomed to fail. Let me explain. Let me explain why I freaked out when I read the back of this. I recently went to Washington, D.C. to see a stage production of a play that has not been on Broadway yet, but was at the Berkeley Repertoire Theater in 2021. Swept Away. It's an Avett Brothers musical based on a shipwreck. Don't get me started. I have only listened to the Avett Brothers for the last month. So when I read it, I was like, oh my god. Oh my god. One of my favorite actors was in the show that I saw, and I was like, I can fan cast him in this, and this can read like fan fiction for me. So I'm very excited to read this book. I'm so excited to read this book. I'm so excited to read this book. I'm telling you, I handed it to Izzy and she read it. She was like, yeah, you have to get that. I have to get it. Also, I promise I can read. I stuttered a lot there. I don't have my glasses on because I broke my prescription glasses. So I bought some cheap readers at Walmart and I've misplaced them today. I had them on earlier. I think they're on the bed because I got up from my nap. I threw them on the other side of the bed and took a nap. Yeah, I see them sticking up over there. And I took a shower and stuff, so I haven't had them on yet. So I'm doing my best with reading. Please bear with me. But I'm so excited to read this book. I have high hopes and I'm terrified of that. So you'll probably see this one sooner rather than later come back around. The next book I got is because I actually just finished another book by this author, and Izzy demanded that I get it because I needed to read it, and that is the 7-Year Slip by Ashley Poston. One thing I've learned about Ashley Poston's adult books is that they are all grief-based. I don't cry. I feel like I need to tell you all this. I'm not a crier. I don't cry at books. I don't really cry at movies. I don't, you know, I cry at music sometimes, but it has to be very specific. I don't cry. I'm not a crier. And I was less than 100 pages into The Dead Romantics. sobbing in my bed. Chest pains, hurting, crying over this book. So, to have the 7-Year Slip to go into next, I'm very excited about. I've heard it's fantastic. Ashley Poston writes, they're not paranormal, but they're a little paranormal. I don't know how to explain it. The Dead Romantics was probably one of my 6 stars for the year. It was so good. But I'm really excited to read the 7-Year Slip. I don't know when I'm going to read it yet, but I have it to read when I'm ready. And finally, the last book that I got is Ruby Spencer's Whisky Year by Rochelle Bilow. I picked this up at half price. This book I did by myself. I made it a chapter in. Izzy and Shae were a little bit ahead of me. We were all reading it last night. We've all agreed to DNF it. I was out from the first chapter. They read like 50 to 100 pages and they were both out. It's not what I want it to be. It doesn't, what I read didn't feel like what it was marketed as. Like this looks like a, you know, like a Highland Regency romancy, not Regency necessarily, but like a Highland romance. She's gonna fall in love with this big burly guy and it just takes forever to meet him, which is fine, but like they read some of the reviews and it's just not gonna be a book I'm gonna jive with. But I did grab it, so I did want to show it to you. Next, these aren't books, but they are bookish related. These are notes and list notebooks. These are actually a 2-pack. These are from Barnes & Noble. This one with the constellations and the stars on it is a content planning notebook for me. I haven't put anything in this one yet, so I'll show you this one. It's just lined pages, but it's very nice quality paper. It's a very nice quality notebook. It's 100 lined pages for notes and lists. And then something very ambitious of me. I got a notebook to have a reading journal, and I picked this one, number one, because if you've been here long enough, you might have heard Izzy say maize color. It's like a lavender lilac-y purple is my color. It's the color that makes me think of my grandmother that recently passed a year ago now. And she loved flowers, and I saw this notebook and I had two or three different potential journals in my hand. I had one coming from Amazon and something just kept telling me to grab this one. So I got it. It does have, there's nothing in it, so I'll show it to you. It's just blank pages. But it made me think of her. So I needed it. So I'm very excited to fill this. I'm going to work on it later today after I get all these videos filmed. I'm very excited to have this. I'm very excited to fill it, and I think I'll use it a lot because it makes me think of her. And I think of her often. Her picture's hanging on my fridge. I think of her often. And finally, I did get one other bookish thing, but it's not in here, and I'll just wear it later for y'all to see it. But we went back to Barnes yesterday and got the notebooks because I could not stop thinking about this freaking tote bag. It's a tote bag. Do you know how many tote bags I have? I am a white girl from the South. Do you know how many tote bags I own? So many. So many. I didn't need another one. But I'm obsessed with hearts right now for reasons unbeknownst to me. So these are just like bookish candy hearts, like conversation hearts. Let's read, buy me books, hashtag shelfie, book nerd, one more page, sweet reads, books forever. Like, it's just a tote bag. I couldn't stop thinking about it. I looked at Izzy. So we went to Barnes Friday afternoonish after like it had stopped snowing and it had warmed up a bit. And I looked at Izzy Friday night and I said, Izzy, I've not stopped thinking about that tote bag. I have to go get it. So we went back yesterday before Katie Robert and got it. So I'm very excited to have it. The only other thing that I bought, and I was so excited that they have, my local bookstore is called Joseph Beth, and it's humongous. Like, it is a massive bookstore. They do all kinds of author events. This is the second one I've been to there. The first one was Sierra Simone and Julie Murphy. And then this one was Katie Robert. They have Devney Perry come. Gwenda Bond is from my area-ish. She leaves. I have autographed copies of her books that I've just picked up as I've gone to JoBeth because they're there. She does a lot. She's got a new book coming out. She's going to be there doing an author event as well pretty soon. So JoBeth is a big thing for me. And we've been looking for merch. Izzy and I have been on the hunt for merch. And they finally had some. So I got a JoBeth t-shirt. It's really cute. And I will probably actually be going back this weekend. I might leave with a tumbler, TBD. Because they had tumblers too. Like they had the big 40 ounce Stanleys. If you know me, I am a 40 ouncer girl. I have a new Simple Modern on its way. This is one of the Valentine's Day releases that had hearts on it. I'm a big 40 ounce girl. So, but that is my haul from this weekend. We obviously got stuff for hair. You know, we ate. We did a lot of cool stuff. I exposed Shae to some southern food. I made yellow dumplings for chicken and dumplings. Yellow dumplings are a big thing in my hometown. You either have white dumplings or yellow dumplings. And you don't mix. You don't cross. So I made yellow dumplings because it just felt like the right thing to do. We also had a discussion about one of my family's favorite meals that I don't eat. And that's soup, beans, and cornbread. So if you've ever had soup, beans, cornbread, let me know in the comments below. Because it was a whole thing. It was a whole discussion we had over the weekend. But yeah, let me know if you've read any of these books. I'll have them all listed and linked down below. I don't make any money on these links. They're not affiliate links. So please feel free to shop them. You know, no big deal. If you've read any of these, let me know which ones you have read. If you haven't, but now you're excited to read some of these, let me know which ones you're excited to read. I'm very thankful. I love my friends. I'm so glad that we got to have just good quality friend time together in person for once, because we hang out a lot on like through StreamYard and stuff, and like thank God for technology, but it's just different when you're actually in person and together and you can just love each other in a room together. Like we just got to sit in the quiet. We watched Ted Lasso, which is my favorite show. Y'all know. One of my favorite shows of all time. Y'all know. So I'm just I'm very grateful. I'm very blessed. And I just needed to brag on them for just a minute. So that's everything for this video, y'all. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, let me know in the comments below. Leave me the 2 heart emoji. You know, like there's the 1 heart. Megan, put it here. There's the 1 heart and then there's the heart above it. They're pink. I use that emoji a ton right now. I'm obsessed with hearts. I don't think you understand. I'm obsessed. It's new. I normally don't like hearts. I'm obsessed with them. So leave me some form of heart emoji, preferably the 2 little hearts down below, and I will see y'all in my next one. Bye everyone.